Welcome, 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 welcome back to another exciting show. Thanks for joining. I love putting together these videos for you. If you like what you're getting here, as always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We got a great show coming up for you this Friday. First, a couple things. Housekeeping, as Fleckus would say. We got one more show left this year before the end of the year. It's been a wild ride, 2025. Getting ready to move into 2026 here. Only one more show left, though, before the end of the year. So make sure to catch all your favorite ones. We're going to keep rolling. Bigger, better, stronger, more material. Things that excite you. Things that excite me. No show next week. I'll be checking out the Recon and Hostage Rescue course with the Brave Lizard team up in Barrel, Utah. That's going to be an exciting trip. I can't wait. I'm going to be covering some of that. But again, no show next week. Also, following today's show, we'll be doing a special live stream on YouTube to announce our fall giveaway winner. That's right, the winner of the Vanish Holster, a Meshtastic node, and free entry into Intro to Off-Grid Communications. Stick around as we move over to the live stream and we can have a fun chat about today's show and everything in between. And if you like our giveaways, we got some more things coming up after the new year. We'll be giving away some very special prizes. Let me know what you think of the giveaways. Are they good? Do they suck? Let me know in the comments what you think. I also have a Patreon account, so if you want to support the channel, support me, I'll put that in the description and you can help me make this channel a little bit better. All right. If you missed last night's 10-year anniversary for San Diego County gun owners, don't worry, Rooster fam, I have you right here. Check out this excellent party put on by the leading organization here for your Second Amendment rights in San Diego. Check this out.
All right, everybody, we're here at the 10-year anniversary of San Diego County Gun Owners here. We got the main man himself, Mr. Schwartz. Mr. Schwartz, thanks for inviting us and the community out here. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what San Diego County Gun Owners means to you, what your accomplishments have been over the past 10 years, and where you see the next 10 years going.
So I'm just absolutely thrilled that we have built, we meaning a lot of people, the volunteers and members, we've built an organization that has turned into a home for gun owners, that a place where people who are passionate about the Second Amendment can come and do meaningful work that helps protect and preserve and restore Second Amendment rights right here in San Diego, right here in California. You know, more people own guns because of San Diego County gun owners. More people shoot guns because of San Diego County gun owners. More people carry guns for self-defense because of San Diego County gun owners. I mean, there's just a huge list of accomplishments from, you know, minor to major. I'm extremely proud of that, but we're nowhere near done. There's the list of things we need to accomplish are 10 times as long as the list of things we have accomplished. But I know we can do it because of what we've accomplished so far. And I'm just so proud and happy that everybody finds this to be meaningful, helpful, and valuable.
Let's go back a quick second. What gave you the idea to start an organization for Second Amendment rights 10 years ago?
I got mad.
Right.
Anger and frustration. To be honest with you, I was looking around the political field in San Diego, and not only did, you know, nobody cared about Second Amendment, nobody talked about Second Amendment. It wasn't a factor. And I thought, this is ridiculous. And I looked around to see, okay, what people and organizations are making a difference when it comes to public policy. And none of them had anything to do with the Second Amendment. So I thought, okay, I want to do the same things that these organizations and people, what they're doing, but I want it focused on Second Amendment. In other words, there are organizations out there that are focused on tax policy, and therefore they'll raise money and they'll raise people and they'll, get somebody elected. And that's what that person will focus on is tax policy. I want everybody elected in San Diego to be focused on Second Amendment public policy. And I want them to be, our friends. I want them to be the people that we got elected. So that was the idea.
Where do you see the future of San Diego County gun owners from tonight?
So bigger and better. I think after 10 years, there are, when we started, it was a couple dozen people and some clipboards. And now it's 10 years later, and we'd like to, modernize and, do more things that make sure that the members know how valuable they are, do things that help them be more effective as volunteers, and just grow. I mean, we're up to something 4,200 members, something like that. I think we should be at 42,000 members. San Diego County Gun Owners.com or SDCGO.org.
Thank you for that. You know where to go. Click those buttons and go help us out.
So San Diego County Gun Owners, I think it's the most effective gun rights group that we have in mobilizing and making activism easy so people can actually do meaningful stuff rather than just, don't. I mean, it's important to support the lawsuits and all the organizations, right? But this is where you can connect with your local community and actually do meaningful activities, meaningful volunteer activities to help, just defend and protect your Second Amendment rights.
When did you join San Diego County Gun Owners?
I'd say like 2019, 2020.
You've been here a while then.
Yeah,
excellent.
Bit, yeah.
So what do you see for the future of San Diego County Gun Owners now that we've reached the 10-year mark?
There's bigger and better stuff. I think there's a lot of exciting things that Mike's planning. We've been talking about it over at Gun Owners Radio. So I think 2026 is going to have some exciting projects that are coming down the pike. But it's we still need everybody's help. There's still, even though that we made some good progress over the last couple of years, there's still a lot of people that are fighting for laws and implementing policies that just completely undermine your self-defense rights.
Thanks, Rich. Well, you heard it right here, guys. That's what's coming up for San Diego County Gun Owners. If you want to learn more, go to www.sdcgo.com to learn more and see more of what Rich is up to here. Thank you, Rich. All right, everybody. We have a German immigrant here who has come here all the way from Germany, all the way from Europe. He's a gun owner, and I want to get his take on what San Diego County Gun Owners means to him. This is Matthias, everybody. Tell me what San Diego County Gun Owners means to you.
To me, San Diego County Gun Owners is my home away from home. It is the most inclusive community that I've met since coming to America. Everybody here is a friend to me. Everybody has welcomed me. Nobody cares about anything other than my involvement with firearms, and a super inclusive community, and I feel really at home here.
When did you join San Diego County Gun Owners?
I don't remember.
He doesn't remember.
I think maybe 3 years ago.
3 years ago? All right.
Yeah.
Where do you see San Diego County Gun Owners going in the future from your perspective?
San Diego County Gun Owners has grown tremendously since 10 years ago, and the impact San Diego County Gun Owners has had is felt nationwide. I think San Diego County Gun Owners is going to be a name that everybody in the country, in the gun community, will eventually know.
I agree with you. Thank you, sir, for your time. I appreciate it, and all the work you guys are doing here in San Diego County. You know where to find out more, sdcgo.com. Go there, click the bait. Let's go. All right, everybody, we're here with Tyler Chessis here, and he's got a fantastic future firearm that's going to change the way marketing and manufacturing goes in America today. Let's go ahead and let Tyler talk a little bit about that. You ready?
Absolutely. So what we call this is the Ava 1 prototype. It's currently in manufacturing. What we have right here is just a 3D printed demonstrated model that we have for investors shown at shows like this. And essentially, it looks standard. That's our goal. We don't want to update training or anything. Basically, AR lowers. Everything like this is actually functional. It's kind of fun. But at the end of the day, what changes the game is we have a free-floating barrel in here. It's the first gas gun to ever do that. We were fortunate to get the patent granted after 2.5 years, about 3 months ago. And essentially, so you get a bolt gun accuracy, a gas refutability. And outside of that, pretty standard stuff. Long stroke piston. We went with that because it's more consistent, it's more reliable. Also, just from our math that we did and everything, it's just significantly more efficient in delivering energy.
Board member Elliot Kagan. I want him to tell us a little bit about what he has experienced over the past 10 years with San Diego County Gun Owners and where he sees the future of SDCGO going forward. Sir, it's a pleasure to have you.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be talking to you again, John. This is such a great organization. I can't believe 10 years has already gone by. I joined the organization in 2016, 2017, started volunteering about the same time, 2017. That was when we had gun shows at Del Mar Fairgrounds and so forth. You know, San Diego had a different landscape then. So did San Diego County gun owners. Like, nobody knew about us, and we've grown tremendously in 10 years. This organization really is a force for good in San Diego County. It's we're fighting at the grassroots level for your civil rights, but we do it locally because that's where your vote's going to count the most. That's where it matters. And hopefully we get those politicians or those candidates elected, and those politicians want to move up. They go to state, national level. And I think our voter guide is really what kind of sets the standard for what we do and who we are, because we're the only organization in California that has a voter guide, a 2A voter guide that focuses on local candidates only. Nobody else does that. Everybody wants to focus on the state or a national level, but where you live is where you should be making your votes count. And that's what we help people understand, especially around Second Amendment.
All right, everybody, we're here at the 10-year anniversary party for San Diego County gun owners. I'm going to talk to one of our fellow board members, Garrison Ham. 10 years of San Diego County gun owners activism. I'm going to talk to Garrison Ham here. He's one of our most favored board members. And I'm going to get his insight as to what he thinks San Diego County gun owners has done over the past 10 years. But Garrison, talk to me about San Diego County gun owners. What have you seen as far as the most significant accomplishments of the 10 years that you've been involved?
Well, our most significant accomplishment just in general is the fact that we are out here in the community, right? It's one thing to talk about, you don't like these ridiculous infringements on our civil liberties. It's another thing to go out and do something. And what San Diego County does is, in addition to just informing the public, we get out there, we help good candidates get elected throughout the county. We're out there suing the heck out of the government to make sure that, you know, these laws don't go forward. So while we're out there actively preventing bad laws and trying to get bad laws to go away, we're growing that future crop of pro-civil rights, pro-Second Amendment candidates. So we and us and our kids don't have to deal with this in the future.
All right, everybody, we're here at the 10-year anniversary party for San Diego County gun owners here, and we have none other than the Dakota herself. I want to ask her a couple questions about what San Diego County gun owners means to her and what she sees for the future of SDCGO.
Hi, I'm Dakota. I'm looking forward to it.
Sorry, that was a cold entry, but
Yeah, that's okay.
where do you see, well, let's talk about it first. What got you to join San Diego County gun owners?
San Diego County Gun Owners was a organization that was around for a little while before I got into guns. So when I kind of got into the gun space in San Diego, I was talking to folks who kept mentioning it, and I went to a holiday party or two. I met Mike, and then it kind of grew from there. I became involved in some lawsuits through SDCGO and got membership at that point, and then just kind of stayed involved from there. And now I'm, co-host on Gun Owners Radio and do a bunch of little stuff here and there. But I love the mission, and I think it's a really important group.
Where do you see the future of San Diego County gun owners going forward from the 10-year anniversary?
Honestly, I think we've done a lot of great work in San Diego, and I'm really hoping to see us expand kind of outward. We have done a lot of great stuff here, and if we could build this same model in other places, like what we're trying to do with Inland Empire and with LA and all of that, I think that's going to have a bigger bang for our buck, a little bit of a bigger impact. And so I'm really hoping to see kind of our outreach going up north on the coastal side of California.
Excellent. And where can we find out more about San Diego County gun owners?
You could go to sccgo.org, right? Is that the website? Yeah, you can go there. There's all sorts of opportunities to get involved. Volunteers are always needed. There's a great volunteer page. We're always looking for folks to help out with lawsuits and stuff. So yeah, join us, come hang out. We're a fun group of people. So
what do you think of the party so far?
It's pretty fun. Yeah, having a good time.
Well, thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and let Mike talk about all the accomplishments we just talked about. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Excellent party. Great time. If you want to keep up with San Diego County gun owners, check them out at www.sandiegocountyganowners.com, and you can stay up to date with all the cool things that's going on over there. I highly recommend becoming a member. It's easy, $10 a month or $100 a year, and you can support the only grassroots activism concerning the Second Amendment here in your area. All right, moving into our news section today. A lot going on. First of all, let's talk about the biggest thing here, the government shutdown. All right, we're moving into week 7. We are now moving into uncharted territory with the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. Of course, this will have ramifications and impact. Notably, FAA will be shutting down or actually reducing service by 10%, affecting 40 airports across the nation, notably right here in San Diego. So if you have holiday plans coming up, I urge you to look and reevaluate those. Maybe, I don't know, how you can avoid the impact to the airports, but just know the delays will be real. And I think that's on purpose. I think they want people mad. I don't think this helps either party. I think people at this point are pretty frustrated with the politics that have affected their everyday life and soon to be travel arrangements affecting their holiday season. That's right. 10%, 40 airports affected. Due to shortage of staff employees, obviously the air traffic controller unions are forcing the influence of the shutdown for these airports. Many of them right now are working without pay. Obviously, this will have a large impact. We've covered drinking tends to go up on the holidays. All that to say is that the government shutdown does have an effect right here in your city. All right, moving on. Did you know San Diego has garbage bin lid lifters? Yeah, blew my mind too. According to a state law, AB 1383, there is a compliance requirement for cities to separate the organic waste, and there are agents that are out there checking your garbage to make sure you're following the rules so you don't get a fine. Cities say they're not levying fines at the moment, but expect this to only increase in compliance and requirement regulations that you are all well and familiar with here in the Golden State of California. I would say once Golden State. I don't know if it's gold anymore. City compliance will come to check your bins. So, and I'm sure there's going to be cameras that do this sooner than later, and possibly robots that will come to check your trash to make sure you're following the right requirement. I thought that was pretty interesting. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Do you think we need lid lifters who probably make $70,000 to $80,000 a year, complete with benefits, to come around to your trash can to see if you're following the rules? Moving right along. What a big week this week, especially here in California. Prop 50 has passed and will now remove Citizens Independent Redistricting Committee authority and give that back to the supermajority in the state legislature. Notably, the Democrats will redistrict and gain 5 seats, I believe, for the House of Representatives. Of course, this is all a major push to gain influence into the Electoral College and to affect the outcome of the presidential elections, because I think for most people here now are aware that the executive branch has significant power in the world. That's right. It's no longer a race to the Senate and the House. We now want to cement a supermajority when it comes to gaining control of the executive branch, because that comes with appointing Supreme Court judges and all the bureaucracies that affect our interest abroad. So you can see the lust for power grows significantly, and California is setting the example of the ongoing war to retain control. We used to call that something in America. I'm not sure what the term is anymore, but it's pretty evident that communism has certainly affected the United States, and it is certainly making its way here. Incrementally, the boiling pot full of frogs. I don't know, folks. You should be bailing the pot by now or dumping it out off the stove. I just, things like this really concern me, because now you're going to see other states move into the territory of redistricting mid-cycle of the census. Of course, this is on the heels of deportation efforts to remove potential Democrat voters from the elections. And so you're seeing the urgent effort to redistrict, reduce the voice of rural voters and opposition party members and voters and the electorates. If you don't think your state can succumb to this particular item, you're wrong. I suspect, and what we can all expect, is other states like Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Delaware, and other blue states mid-census district redistricting to gerrymander control. As mentioned again, this is more than likely a attempt to position the Democrat Party to gain the White House back in 2028 and beyond. I urge you to get out there and vote. Not sure what it does anymore. I think the machines and tabulators and those who count it at this point have become highly suspect. I'm all in favor for paper ballots on one night. election nights again. I'm even in favor of the military coming into the state to actually run the state elections, because I think we've let the election cycles go too far down the road of mail-in balloting, which of course has the highest corruption rate known globally. That's why many nations don't do that. Of course, California's excuse for mid-cycle redistricting comes on the heels of Texas doing its mid-cycle or mid-census redistricting. Of course, that's part of their legislature that's already written into their rules. And frankly, the redistricting they did only retained the district that was already in Republicans' hands. And there's nothing new about this. I just think there was an excuse by Gavin Newsom and the supermajority in the state legislature to pack the odds in their favor. Unfortunately, this will have an effect on everybody for at least the next 10 years. I think it's to 2031 when the Citizen Redistricting Committee regains the authority to draw the districts based on the census. It's just ridiculous. All right, moving right along. So keeping it kind of short again, we got, check this out. Blackhawk helicopters being flown by remote control. Interesting, right? The future soldier will now be able to pilot a Blackhawk helicopter from a tablet on the ground. And I think that's pretty interesting because that shows that the future of autonomy and remote piloted vehicles are only going to increase. I'm not sure how this affects maintenance and other things like that, because now we're talking about significant comms control to the ground. There's a lot of things that go into this as far as piloting remotely operated vehicles, but I found it interesting that this is definitely something we're going to probably see more of. The world of autonomy is only growing, and the AI that will control it and drive these things is only going to continue to lead to newer technology and higher evolution of warfare systems. Alright folks, that's going to do it for me here. Again, don't forget to follow us after the show for a special live stream where we announce the winner of our fall giveaway. That's right, you're walking away with a Banish holster, free entry into Intro to Optical Communications, and a free mesh node and some other goodies. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We didn't quite hit our goal of 1,000, but we're going to continue to push. I don't know. We'll keep doing more of these giveaways because I love giving away stuff. Also, no show next week. We're going to be up in Utah checking out the recon and hostage rescue course put on by Brave Lizard, so I'll have some more about that. Alright guys, like I said, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let me know how I can make this channel better, and we'll see you on the 21st.